And hello, I'm the normal playing guy, and guess what? We're just a few days away from the ninth anniversary. And of course, by now we've had a little bit in the news in terms of what's going to drop in part one. Straight off the bat, we're just going to have this Easy A, this LR Easy A. There's going to be a whole bunch, but this is nice. This is just before the banners drop. I believe this guy drops on the 7th. Third, even actually. Sorry, that's tomorrow. So that's 30 stones plus some random visions. And that's helpful for your summons, right? This guy has his easy A. This is brilliant. He would probably be one of the best LRs in the game, period, up until potentially this guy gets his impending easy A at some point in time. Probably part two. I don't know. We'll have a look. We'll have a look. So, yeah, this is him. Let's have a look through it. So this is his base, and it was good. He was lacking in the sense that he had to build up in order to actually be really nice, right? So I mean, your defense could kind of be irrelevant because you have your dodge, but having the extra attack and the fact that he is not slowed down by AGL types is really nice. Yes, he was one of the first few LRs to come in with no other effect outside of this. Like, there's no stun, there's no raise allies attack, there's no raise attack, there's no stack defense, no none of that. So questionable. But he had 77%. He had a 70% chance to dodge. But after 7 turns or from the 8th onwards, it's 50% to dodge, which meant he was a short haul fight. But that was good for most of the game. In fact, partnered up with this guy. Oh hell! Even if you had, I believe, this guy, because I think now after his easy A, I'm certain this guy has like a 70% chance to dodge anyway, or is it a 50? It's hard to say. But like this guy, he is really good in this particular form. So having a combination of these two or three, and in fact, technically, I don't know if he's here, but it's the physical free to play one. In fact, it might be on this guy's particular one. There's a physical free to play, and he is quite this guy. He's quite good as well because he has a 50% chance to dodge and he stacks. And the point is, these three right here with this guy, with the LR, with this particular unit as well, they were fantastic for the same teams. We're talking Tournament of Power, we're talking Rep 7, Powerful Comeback, Realm of Gods. All of these had extreme super battle roads, and you could cruise through it. It was still a squeaky bum moment because you still have that chance to get hit, and if either one of them got hit, it was pretty much game over. But they were such a fantastic combination. Now, I expect with all of this nonsense going on, I expect quite a powerful combination, especially when the AGL gets his easy A. So we now have a full out 150% 4 key. So that's nice. The 4 key really helps for a lot of teams. Regular Super Battle Road should be quite nice if you don't have a full 170%. And this is really nice for level 1 and 2 in terms of Battlefield, which is nice. So 177%, so an extra full-on 100%. Now, remember, LR Easy A's, they never change any of these stats. It's just the passives and super attack effects, etc. So it's nice to know then that this is it. So coming in at basically 10,000 defense is good. Is good, not a problem. 69% comes in at 11,250. Big jump, isn't it? Big jump. If you have him at the full whack, we're talking 12,500. Right, so there you go. So 4 key, 70% chance to dodge for the first 7 turns, and it remains a 50% from the 8th turn onwards. That's nice. Did he have key prior? Okay, so now he gains an additional 4 key, which is great. So, super attacking shouldn't be an issue. So this is basically the same, except for the additional key. We get an additional chance to dodge. Here we go. Plus 7% within the same turn before you received an attack per rep 7 in the same turn. So you can get an additional 14. So you probably would likely run him on this. Rep 7, slightly smaller than the TOP, but then again, if you're rocking the TOP tournament power, chances are your team is basically the Rep 7. There's not a whole load of people from the other universes that are just that good. So this will likely be it. So this would mean then that you have a 84% to that chance to dodge. Now that brings it up to like 70% to 80% alone is a big difference. It's the difference between 1 in 3 to 1 in 4. So it kind of like, that's roughly what it is. That extra 10%, never mind 14%, is going to be huge. It means then, off your, say, I don't know, 5 attacks you're going to dodge, there's mathematically you should be able to dodge 4 rather than 3. So that's really good. 77% defense from which you evade an attack. Now, I don't know if that's permanent or if that's just an in-game buff, because, for example, this guy, every rotation, he gets a buff in the same turn every time he attacks. This is worded as in he gets it, period, which is nice. So you dodge, you get this. The fact that you're getting a much bigger buff is really nice. I don't know if he had that. He didn't really have that. He just did the build up. So he has this, and that alone would strictly be allowed to. He's brought up to the realm of point off, being able to tank an attack. I wouldn't say he's the best in terms of tank, even with support. Remember, this LR defense in particular is not the greatest, but having that extra 77% defense will actually matter, and it might just save you. Because remember, it's you still can get hit. I've had traumatic memories of having 70% chance to dodge, and it might as well have been 70% chance to get hit. Seriously. So it's nice. You get 77% attack for when you also evade as the first attacker. And the chances are you will do that with 84% attack. You are going to want that. Hell, it's 64 past a certain point, but you would intentionally stick him as a slot 1 unit. So that's nice. Having that big attack is nice. There's no reason why this guy shouldn't hit hard. In fact, at 55%, he is actually hitting fairly decently. Let's have a look. So he still builds up. He builds up to 7 and crit hit chance plus 11% plus stats with each super attack. What did he get prior? He got stats and key. Now he's getting stats, key, and crit. Right. So you can now. I mean, it's not strictly difficult, is it? You're dodging up to 7 attacks. By the his second rotation, third rotation, potentially, he may actually legitimately have that. You think in Super Battle Road stages, it's difficult because in the TOP or Rep 7, you are indeed up against 3 or 4 people, all of which can attack several times. So you could legitimately have 5 dodges straight off the bat, for which you're getting 55% to stats with 5 key, 55% chance to crit. So that is huge. You got to have that. I mean, to be fair, you get that first dodge, this goes up. So if you do take that hit, it's not so bad. But he could be huge. Like he's going to be powerful off the bat. And all it takes is a small amount of faith. But still, having that crit chance as well actually complements it, because you build up crit and you build up attack, then you're going to have a fair bit of it. So that's not too bad at all. So 12 key, we now get 30% for the turn. So great. Oh, and we lower enemy defense. That's actually pretty good, because the combination of these two is nice. So basically, this means then that he's basically not going to have type disadvantage against anyone, period. He'll be either super effective or type neutral. Being able to lower the defense means he could hit anybody and actually do significantly more damage than what may have been intended. His 18 key appears to greatly raise. Okay. We still disable enemy guard. Allies attack by 50% for the turn. Remember I was saying at the beginning he doesn't have any of this, like none of this? But the only thing he doesn't do is stun or seal, which is really nice. This is actually a pretty remarkable one. In fact, I wonder if it was strictly handpicked for this guy because he has his easy A. We are well aware that he has his easy A in the ninth anniversary, and he is powerful. There's no doubt. So being able to have this, because I mean, this guy, dodge permitted. He's good at dodge, and then given this, anybody is just going to be an absolute freak. If you have him in slot 3, it will carry over for the turn. That's insane. Being able to greatly raise attack and defense would actually matter because, again, you put him in slot 1, you have your defense, for which your 12 key would do this, your 18 key, sorry, would do this. Every additional super attack would also proc this, but you're also building stats. So he's good. I think he's going to be really good. Not a problem. He will indeed be far superior to this guy for about 3 weeks, maybe 2 weeks. Then this guy comes out. And I mean, unless you live under a rock, unless you're brand new to the game, unless you just purely just do not listen to the Japanese side, then yeah, by the way, this guy has his easy A and he is, well, we all know he's quite a freak. So yeah, so he's going to be very, very good. He's going to be extremely helpful for a lot of teams. In particular, here's his teams and links. So yeah, Universal Survival Saga and Rep 7. In this case, tournament participants, kind of the same team. Is really good. But we're talking Earthbred Fighters gets another buff. Turtle School, in essence, is the same sort of deal. Legendary Existence and Accelerated Battle has a lot of overlap as well. Bond of Parent and Child's nice. Powerful Comeback, still a brilliant team. Kamehameha, yeah, okay, sure, because it's not as if it needs any more buffs. Goku Family, well, Goku Family can incorporate pretty much all of these. So again, that's really good. Superheroes could be a pretty nasty team. There's a few good LRs on this. Yes, there are LRs, but yes, indeed, they could be absolutely insane. So all of these, he has brilliant use. If you were to pick out the ones that he really wouldn't have an impact on, Pure Saiyans, Goku Family, Powerful Comeback, Realm of Gods. No, and superheroes. The teams are, and Kamehameha, the teams are that powerful, you don't strictly need it. But he's a nice defensive option, actually. So, he still has, and will always do probably now, an amazing amount of reliability. In terms of his best partners, okay, so we're talking 17 teams. Absolutely mental. Every single Super Battle Road that you can have, he will have on him. The Extreme as well. If you were to take on various Fighting Legend event missions, Goku Family, Pure Saiyans, Powerful Comeback, Rep 7, there's loads of them. You are going to have quite a fun time with this. I envy those who still have those missions to do and will be able to easy A them because it's going to be much more of a joy, which is nice. The other anniversary unit from a few years ago, which will get the easy A's, is this. And again, we'll actually share a huge amount of links with them. And with all of these are incredible attack links, which is not so bad. So again, that's really good. As well, potentially the best easy A's in the game ever will happen with these. So we're talking the 8th anniversary. No, 7th anniversary LRs. Wow, these guys are actually that old. Are these guys the 6th? 7th? Yeah, wow. It's amazing just how quick time flies by. The 7th anniversary LRs and then the 6th get the easy A. Christ. Just look at this team. Just look at these people. It's really, really good. These are some of the best units, period, going. Some of my personal favourites would be like God Goku. He is redonkulous when it comes to the first few turns, first 7 turns. Hell, even this guy is really good. He builds up that attack really, really nice. Kaioken Goku, we know how bonkers this guy can be. 200% leads, 200% leads. I mean, you know it. It's really good. In fact, the only one letting the team down on this would be this guy. Imagine when he gets his easy A. or even just a new relevant unit would be absolutely bonkers. But yeah, anyway, that's it for this guy. He comes out tomorrow, actually, just before the anniversary kicks off. So, hey, good few stones. I imagine then the difficult content will feature this guy very heavily. Anyway, that's it for this video. Gone long enough, but yeah, I like him. I think he's built well. He's built to survive, and more importantly, he's built to get you through difficult content, which is nice. But anyway, yes, thank you very much for watching. You can let me know how you think you feel in this guy.